All right, I'll say that'll do it. That's enough music. Bones, cut the music off. By the way, by the way, good gracious, why is Lynn Dorman live and in charge? Southern Fried Paranormal and Normal Showtime. Tad late, up a few minutes late, but I'm here. It is, and I have my headphones on backwards. I think no, got them. I got them set. Okay. Anyway, it is uh, Len Dorman, Southern Fried Paranormal, WLFEDB Radio. We are on their Facebook page, and I'm assuming that Ted is bringing it up and putting it on the WLFEDB.com site. We're also available to watch on my Facebook page, not my profile page, but the Southern Fry Paranormal page, which is off my profile page, Len Dorman. It's also on my CRK, SERKPS Len Dorman YouTube page. So you can see us all there. And hopefully, Ted will be putting it on all of the major podcast networks so you can watch it anytime you want to there. Anyway, we're going to get right on with the show. Tonight's kind of a special show, different show. I have changed things around in my studio. I did not have a guest tonight. Uh, I have been broadcasting off WLFEDB for the last 14 days, mainly because we've had some issues with the YouTube page, and I couldn't broadcast. I didn't have a connection for the Facebook page. I do have that connection now, and I can post to Facebook WLFEDB Radio Paranormal Shows Facebook page. So now we're set there, just not on their YouTube page right now. Anyway, uh, I will be showing around my studio some videos. By the way, you saw speakers, etc., etc., the rest of the time. Now, enough for the pre-show. Let's go ahead and Bones. Let's go ahead and start the show officially.
Warning, the following video contains strong language which may be offensive to some viewers and or inappropriate for children. The content within this video is intended for mature audiences only.
Southern Fried Paranormal with Len Dorman featuring Bones. Catch us on Spotify, iHeart, iTunes, Spreaker, Facebook, Stream, and everywhere else you catch your podcasts. And of course, WLFE-DB.com. Now, from the backwoods of southeast Arkansas, right beside the Bayou Bartholomew, the longest bayou on the planet, broadcasting from downtown metropolitan Cane Creek Township, here is your host, Len Dorman.
It's really slow. I notice a little delay in everything I say, so pardon any unprofessionalism. This is that's one of the bad things about living out in the country. And like the video just said, I live out by the Bayou Bartholomew in southeast Louisiana, and I live outside of town of only 2,300 people. So the internet down here don't have a whole lot to choose from, and it's all slow. So I apologize. Sometimes I can get through a show. A couple of weeks ago, I tried was doing a show, and it was a disaster. I was recording that show, and I was having 1 point some odd speed, which is pathetic. About as high as I get, our average is about 6 or 7 gigahertz. That's flying for us. A lot of times I'm down to 4, and we're grateful to have that. And right now, I'm probably down around 1 or 2. Which is really slow with those videos. So please bear with me tonight. Of course, we're slow in it. Maybe it will speed up as we get further down the show. Now, as I said, we have been doing several things. I've changed the set around. One, I did for Halloween night. I did an 11-hour, which is available on my YouTube page. I broke it up into 2 shows, but it was total 11 hours podcast, two separate podcasts. I was outside a lot of times. I had a computer set up outside and had one set up inside, and I was running both of them. Now, some of them I was showing videos of past investigations. Others I was talking and showed the background of what I was using. I moved a lot of my studio stuff outside, and it was 50 degrees, a little bit chilly. At least the equipment didn't overheat, and I had some faster internet. But I had to completely rebuild my interior studio, so I took away a few things that were just you couldn't see, and I added a few things. So what I'm going to do is show you tonight what I've done. And please don't hit me up for copyright on these photos. These are mine. I took them with my cell phone. This is some of the stuff I had set up behind me. Yes, that is a black light sitting there. Yes, I am 66 years old. This was a black light I bought when I was 14. It is the second bulb that's gone in it. But the fixture itself I've had since I was 14 years old. Still works. Although it does overheat and switches off. It's varying on temperature. There's another view. Boy, this is slow. Okay. We are going to continue. Like I said, this is some of the set that I had outside. Here it is set up by my carport. That's from a distance. And yes, that's a tiki torch in the foreground. It's a little bit closer version, leaving the black light out. And we have a comment. Jamie Lynn Keller, I like all your ghosts. Thank you. I have a lot of fun with what I have. Of course, you want to see a lot of ghosts? Watch a Dale Kazmarek talk when he goes live. He does it in his basement, and he has a whole wall collection of various ghosts. There's the computer. Lights around it. There's a couple of the ghosts that you can see behind me on either side of this photo. The computer, the chair was sitting in, some of the background. And yes, those are black lights in the studio lighting. And here's some of the makeup I appeared in. This was me. Yes, black beard, hair down. Some people were surprised at how long my hair was. They had no idea I had hair. Yes. I was looking a little bit rough. But it's Halloween. It's called makeup. Looks like I was on a 3-day drunk, is what it looks like. And here I'm a little bit better mood. And a little bit more serious mood. Some more setup photos. Oh, this. Okay, this is more studio photos. The new studio. Well, it's not a new studio. It's the same studio because I just rearranged everything. This is, of course, my director, Bones. He's been with me for a while now since the show started. He's been the director, producer. We now have a new producer. Close up of Bones and his new setup. He's not quite as close to me before. He's a little bit behind me now. And so he's a producer. Or excuse me, I said Bones is his producer. He is the director. The new producer is Slim. He's even behind Bones. So there is the new producer, Slim. Another picture of Slim. And another photo of Slim. But that is Slim. He is the producer of the show now. And a close-up, kind of head-on of Bones, the director. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show a few videos. This is a brand new, I've been using it during the Halloween shows. This is a brand new option you have with StreamYard. So congrats, StreamYard. I thank you for all your add-ons, your little things you're adding to your system, which is making our broadcast a lot of fun. I'm using Jamie Lynn Keller says it doesn't even look like me. No, with my hair down and the black beard instead of the white beard, I don't really look like myself. And let's go ahead and take this photo of Bones off. That's enough close-up of you, Bones. You see that my beard is mostly white. I still got a little black right here that's left over that didn't wash out when I took a shower. I had to wash my face in the sink 2 or 3 times and jump in the shower and scrub it with lava soap to get the makeup out of the beard because my beard is quite white. My hair is quite white. Most people don't know it's very long until I pull it around like this. I can do it like that. My hair is not that thick. Of course, I mean, people at my age have really thick hair. Some do, some don't. I don't. But mine is quite long. You see, it is tied up in a ponytail and going all around my head and still going that far down my chest. So, yes, it's kind of different when I let it go, when I don't have it tied down. Anyway, what we're going to do is I want to show you a few videos of the new setup we have here. This is their new option where I can load a video in StreamYard, not in the normal video sections like the entry video you just saw. That's limited in length. They allow a video, they call it the present button. Basically, I found out you can load 2-hour videos in here if you want to and let them run. So thank you, StreamYard, for doing all this. And let me make use of this right about now. Okay, that seems to be all that to the video. I'll take that down. Boy, this internet, I don't know if it's feeding to y'all at regular speed or what, but the feedback back to me to see it is in a serious delay. So this is not going to be a good show. I'm almost glad I don't have a guest tonight because it would be rather embarrassing. Here's video number 2. The outside sounds you hear are not a soundtrack. This is outside sounds. Those are real crickets. Wow. Wow, the replay is being horribly. So I have no idea when this video is finished because the replay is stopped for me. I have no idea if this thing is playing or not. To be honest, I don't even know if this show is going out or not. This is really slow internet. This is dial up or below. Okay, now I got a little sound. It moved. Oh, wow. If I wasn't supposed to be putting a show together tonight and wouldn't debut it back on WLFEDB, I would just shut down. This was a special show. If this was last time the night before, I'd just shut down. This is embarrassing. Okay, let's go ahead and remove this video. And go to the next one. I said those are real birds. This particular video was shot after the crack of dawn. It was not quite sunrise, but dawn was approaching, and there was a little bit of light in the sky. So that's why the birds are reacting. They will react to first light around here. Now in the morning, we're probably going to have some rain. Tomorrow's going to be a worse day on the internet. Today was a beautiful day, but apparently there's a lot of people on the internet tonight. Wow. Okay, that ended that one.
That book is obnoxious.
Yes. That book is very obnoxious. A little spell book that I had. You can see it right there. It does have flashing light out of the skull eyes. And there are some of my little ghosty friends. I got one in a truck. I got 2 single ghosts, some tombstones, and right out in front, yes, that is who you think it is. That's Scooby Doo in the van. The little ghost standing over here in the cemetery. Where's some ghosts? One of them in the back of a truck. Of course, this is Southeast Arkansas, so everybody is in a truck. And me, I fell off the tarmac truck, and a half feral cat drug me in up on the front doorstep and left me there this morning. So the wife just let me in. So okay, we're going to go to the next video. Oh, I'm totally frozen. I totally froze there for a second. Here we go again. Are you on the internet? I am getting horribly slow internet. Hang on for a minute. I'll try to unplug from the show, but I can get back in the show. And it's not like I have a guest here. Hello, hello, hello. This is your good buddy Lynn back. Uh, we are trying to get back in. I'm hoping that the internet is a little bit faster. Tried to unplug and plug it back up. Sometimes that works. Sometimes it doesn't. Uh, so we're gonna find out. Let's go ahead. I've got to load the videos back up. So let's just sit here and kind of talk while we do that. Let's just go ahead and load up the main video, the longer video, and maybe let's just go ahead and call it quits at that because I've got some very slow internet here, and we'll go ahead and see if we can. See if we can do something here. I don't know. The longer video doesn't seem to want to load. And I already erased it off my phone. So unless we can get something back going, we're not going to have much show tonight. Of course, I can't even make a slide move now. So this is real issues here. Okay, this works. Seems to have some volume, but now it's stopped. Okay, here we go. This is a little quick tour around the revamped studio. This is my Day of the Dead cup here. I have no idea what speed this is playing because I'm freezing again. There's my usual cup. This one. Drinking water out of this. Are you thinking I'm drinking straight up alcohol or what mixed drink or whatever? No, that is straight up. It's straight up H2O. Now the normal looking cup. This is a Southern Delight sweet iced tea. Some more of the studio setup. I say I got a set of skulls here. Got the Richard Crowe tribute there. A little bit of yellow light burning over it. Orange lights around. Basically 4 skulls, a bubble ghost, and a LED lit black candle. Okay, we'll call it quits on this video. I think. No? I said I have no idea how fast this is loaded for your viewing. I'm hoping just to get this in and people can watch it on reruns. Because this is really slow internet, and there's absolutely nothing I can do. nothing I can try outside of the unplugging it, and I've already tried that. It's just too many people on the internet. This is why I don't do an earlier show. And we've had faster internet all week long until tonight. This is the slowest internet's been in 6 or 7 days at the least. And then when I plugged and unplugged it, we got faster internet. Since this is the first time in a month I've unplugged it and plugged it back in, resetting it, and it still had this slow internet connection. So I'm sorry about ranting about our internet connection, but you can. I am hating to go to the longer video. Because I'm not sure we'll be able to see it. I could go ahead and try it and just let it run. To just go full screen on it and let it run and get out of here and see if it records and just move on. See if I'm not broadcasting from here. Okay, that's it. As if that video, you saw some of the ghosties, some of the audience I have, and you saw my director, Bones, my producer, Slim. Now we're going to move that video from the studio. Now, I would like to play a longer video. This is a recording of my show last night, but it's not the show I had last night. It is a video from a different viewpoint. Instead of just me, you're actually seeing it from the side. So we're going to go ahead and show this, and then we're going to end the show. If it will not load, I will end the show very quickly. Let's give it a few seconds for it to load, maybe a minute. And go. But we are going to have a day visit, and we are going to cover Souls Day. There we are. And here we're going to talk about, by the way, this is Southern Fried Paranormal. We are for the first time on WLFEDB Radio Facebook page. So on Facebook twice. I put this on my original profile. I put this on WLFEDB's radio profile. It's also going on my YouTube channel, CRPS Lynn Dorman. By the way, I want to inform you that this music that you heard, the creepy music, was as soon as it comes up, provided royalty free coloring background music from F Studios. That's FacilityStudios.com. Written by David Flecillian. Please do not add the content to the YouTube content ID system. I've used background music, which is owned by Flecillian's Studios. I did give you copyright music, you probably, just to be polite, need to give a donation. I did, which licensed my YouTube channel to play his music. It also lets me play the music on my channel copyright free. So Facebook, YouTube, back off. I'm licensed to play this. Don't believe me? Check FelicianStudios.com. But I promised you I was going to talk about All Souls Day and Day of the Dead. Day of the Dead technically goes from what we call Halloween through the next day, through the first, and ends on the second. Sometimes, depending on where you celebrate it, it goes to the third. We're going to talk about this standard celebration. By the way, the information is on Wikipedia.com. If you want to figure it out, go to Wikipedia. Give them a donation. Give them some cash. They could use it. I'm not even going to try to pronounce the Spanish names. My Spanish is horrible, and I'm not going to insult Spanish speakers by even trying. It's the days, like I said, was depending on locality, highly observed in Mexico. If you remember the James Bond movie, you use it as a beginning with him at a Day of the Dead celebration. It's also observed in other places, but mainly in Mexico. It's simultaneous to Christian remembrances for Hallowtide. It uses much of a solemn tone as portrayed as a holiday or joyful celebration rather than mourning. It involves family and friends gathering to pay respects and to remember friends and family who have died. These celebrations can take a humorous tone. The celebrants remember funny events and anecdotes about the departed. You can use the seeds using cultivars. I'm not sure what that is. Marigold flowers, known as, I'm not going to try it. Building home altar, it's called, I'm not going to try it. My Spanish is hard. With the favorite foods and beverages of the departed. And of course, you're visiting the grave and using those items as gifts for the deceased. It's common to give gifts of candy, such as candy sugar skulls, to family and friends. Lighthearted celebration. Mexican academics, smart folks, are divided on whether it has genuine indigenous pre-Hispanic roots or whether it's 20th century rebranded version of a Spanish tradition. There not sure, and if the smart people aren't sure, I sure as heck are not sure either. To encourage Mexican nationalism through an Aztec identity, that's all speculation. Let them argue that. I will not enter that discussion. Is also a discussion on the indigenous pre-Hispanic roots, such as more modern adaptation of European tradition, or medieval Europe, where celebrations like All Saint Days and All Souls Day, which is yesterday, are observed on the same days in places like Spain and Southern Europe. Critics say that Native American origin claim that even though pre-Columbian Mexico had traditions that honor the dead, current descriptions of the festivity have more in common with European traditions, dance and macabre, I guess macabre dance, and the allegories of life and death personified in the human skeleton to remind us the ephemeral nature of life. Past decades, it is becoming increasingly question validity of this assumption, even going as far as calling a politically motivated fabrication. That's interesting. Politics is in everything now. One historian says first just in the context of the wider research across the centuries, he disregards a native or even Socratic origin, arguing that the tradition can be fully traced to medieval Europe. And that is a she, by the way, because she highlights there's similar traditions in the same day, not just in Spain, but in the rest of Catholic Southern Europe and Latin America. So this is a little bit about this holiday. The country day officially isolated from the Catholic Church by the leftist government, motivated by indigenous Gestapo, and I guess the indigenous not celebrating the pre-Spanish people. And the left-leaning Machado himself goes as far as calling the festivity a Cardenist invention, where the Catholic elements are removed and emphasis is laid on indigenous geography. Iconography. There you go. The focus of the death and what Masato Malafado considers to be the cultural invention according to which Mexicans reiterate death. So there's a big controversy on who and why they celebrate this. from whose traditions? Native Americans, Spanish, Italian, or just something made up by a certain government that was down in Mexico. Either way, it's a lot of fun. They have some fantastic parties in Mexico today, and it's interesting. One tradition is to build private altars containing the favorite foods and beverages. I've mentioned that. Plans for the day are made throughout the year, including gathering the goods offered to the dead. During the 3-day period, families usually clean and decorate graves. Most visit cemeteries where their loved ones are buried and decorate their graves with altars, include orange, vexen, and marigolds. And in modern Mexico, the marigold is sometimes called Flor de Muerto, flower of the dead. These flowers are thought to attract the souls of the dead to the offerings. It is also believed the bright petals with a strong scent can guide the souls from cemeteries to family homes. A little bit different than what a lot of paranormal investigators will want to do. Toys are brought for dead children, and bottles of tequila, let's not give that to the children, or jars of Atole for adults. Families offer trinkets or the deceased's favorite candles on the grave. Some families will have altars in the homes, usually with foods and candied pumpkin. Pan de Muerto, bread of the dead. Some believe the spirits of the dead eat the spiritual essence of the offender's food. So the celebrants eat the food after the festivities. They believe it tax nutrition. That's a T, not a T. Tax. I gotta say tax nutritional value. Pillows and blankets are left out so the deceased can rest after their long journey. Ghosts do get tired. In some parts of Mexico, such as towns, Mixquic, people spend all night beside the graves of their relatives. In many places, people have picnics at the graves as well. So I guess in certain parts of Mexico, people are sleeping in their cemeteries. Interesting tradition. Not to be allowed here because most states will not allow you in the cemetery after dark. They don't allow you to celebrate this. Some families build altars. I already covered that in the homes. Common symbol of the holiday is the skull. I do believe we've kind of got that at least down pat as Americans. It was celebrated represent in mask called I'm not going to pronounce that word, mask, and foods such as chocolate or sugar skulls, which were inscribed with the name of the recipient on the forehead. Sugar skulls were given as gift to both the living and the dead. Other holidays foods include a sweet egg bread made in various shapes. Now I'm getting hungry. From plain rounds to skulls, often associated with white frosting that look like twisted bones. Larger cities, children in costumes roam the streets. Sounds familiar for Halloween. Knocking on people's doors for a small gift of candies or money. They can also ask passers by for it. This is similar to that of Halloween trick-or-treating. Yes, I believe it's pretty much the definition of trick-or-treating. Literary forms exist where people write short poems in a traditional rhyming verse. Poetry. Mostly dedicated to friends, classmates, co-workers, family members, living or dead, but also to historical figures, describing interesting habits and attitudes, as well as comedic or absurd anecdotes that use death-related imagery. So this is quite a bit of what we do on Halloween and other celebrations around the 31st. The Elegant Skull is a parody of a Mexican upper-class female. Sada's intent with the image is to ridicule others that would claim the culture of the Europeans over the culture of the indigenous people. The image was a skeleton with a big floppy hat, decorated with two big feathers and multiple flowers on top of the hat. To try to strike the image of a costume female with a skeleton face and become associated with the Day of the Dead. And Katrina figures often are prominent and part of the modern Day of the Dead observances. Okay, very interesting. You mean something like this? Or this. Traditions, activities take place are in the Day of the Dead are not universal, often varying from town to town. One town very different if the deceased is a child rather than an adult. November 1st, the year after the child's death, the godparents set a table in the parents' home with sweets, fruits, pan murto, a cross, a rosary. Usually ask the Virgin Mary to pray for them, and candles. This is meant to celebrate the child's life in respect and appreciation to the parents. There's also dancing with colorful costumes, often with a skull-shaped mask and devil's mask in the plaza or garden of the town. At midnight on November 2nd, the people light candles and ride wing boats called butterflies to Jacinto, an island in the middle of the lake, where there is a cemetery to honor to celebrate the lives of the dead there. Other towns have other traditions. As a James Bond film. This is really slow internet. I still apologize. This is really jumpy. And let me go ahead and try to get this video loaded, and we're going to go ahead and end the show after this. To promote the Mexican culture. Federal and local legislators organized an actual Dia de Muertos parade to Pasado de la Forma and Traditional Historical on October 29, 2016, which is attended by 250,000 people. This could be seen as an example of the pizza effect. The idea of a mass celebration also popularized the Disney Pixar movie Coco. So that's some of Day of the Dead celebration in the movies. Many U.S. communities, and residents, Day of the Dead celebrants very similar to those held in Mexico. There's also been Texas, several Day of the Dead horror movies. Some of it based on what is actually celebrated on Day of the Dead. Some of it not. Some of it highly exaggerated. So look at your favorite horror movies there. By Forest Hills Educational Trust. Interesting. Boston even gets into it. Smithsonian Institute. Collaboration University of Texas El Paso. Created Smithsonian Latino virtual museum and accompanying multimedia ebook to celebrate the Day of the Dead. In California, Santa Ana, California, is said to hold the largest event in Southern California on the Dia de Muertos, called the annual Noche de Altars, began in 2002. It's grown to two large event held by the Santa Ana Regional Transportation Center that time for the first time on November 1st, 2015. So that shows you that this does get around across the country and actually America. In Italy, November 2nd is All Souls Day, and it's known as Day of the Dead or Guillermo. Exist celebrations could exist just placing flowers at cemeteries and family burial sites and deceased relatives. Like other Day of the Dead traditions around the world, is they dedicated to honoring the lives of those who have died. So tradition that teaches children not to be afraid of death. That's one thing we do the opposite in America. Food plays an important part, of course. It's also celebrated in Australia, Fiji, and Indonesia. And also held in a major celebration held in Wellington, New Zealand, complete with altars. Philippines, which was also originally started by the Spanish, they celebrate there, visiting the family dead to clean and repair their tombs, like in Mexico. They offer prayers, flowers, candles, even food. white, while Chinese Filipinos burn joysticks and joist paper. They also spend the day in ensuing night holding reunions at the cemetery, having feast in merriment. This is just really interesting. It differs a little bit, very slightly. In Brazil, Ecuador, Guatemala, and Peru. Peru, they play music and decorate the graves. In southern Italy and Sicily, they have a biscotti type cookie called Bones of the Dead, and made and placed in Okay, we are going to end this disaster of a show. And I'm gone again, and there I'm back. And it's practically flashing on and off. Right now, I do have one arch in my signal. But I've been doing most of the show with just the dot. You got the big arch, you got the small arch, and you got the dot to judge your signal. I have been going on. In fact, I always say I don't have any internet. So